Greetings to you from wherever you're watching us. This is the midweek edition of the show. Promises to be exciting as always. I'm Yemi Adebayo. As we speak, a feast of football currently going on in Europe, talking about the UEFA Champions League. We'll do our best to let you know what's going on in those matches. About 8 matches being played, 2 already concluded, 6 currently going on. A couple of Super Eagles players involved. We'll talk about those players involved and their contribution to their teams. We'll do that on the show. So it promises to be exciting. It's the abridged version of the show, but not to worry. We'll do our best to make it as entertaining as possible. Okay, so let's just bring you into all that we're doing on the show tonight. Let's allow you to be a part of what we are talking about. Let's hear your views on a lot of the issues that we've been talking about. You can get across to us on Facebook, Channels-Sports, and on Twitter at Channels_Sports. You can get your views across, give your opinion on all the issues that we're talking about on those mechanisms on Facebook and, of course, on Twitter. That's how you can speak up and be heard. Need I tell you that we're global, we're international, and, of course, your voice will be heard across the world. Just let us know how you feel about all of this. You can also send us a mail, sports tonight at channelstv.com. We'll do our best to read and, of course, talk about some of the things that you also want to talk about as we go on the show. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on right now in Europe, the UEFA Champions League. Let's take live results from the UEFA Champions League. Let's see what's going on in the UEFA Champions League. There you have it. You have Liverpool, courtesy 2 goals from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. They lead. Genk has a goal ruled out. Courtesy of the VAR. A lot of people complain about the VAR. And, of course, our own player, Paul Onuachu, is on the field for RC Genk. But, of course, Liverpool scoring 2 goals, and the game is in the 72nd minute. Let's also talk about RB Salzburg. They currently trail Napoli 2-1 as we speak. They drew level a while ago, but Napoli are back up. And we also talk about what's going on in Italy. Of course, talk about the big game everybody wanted to see, Inter Milan and Borussia Dortmund. As we speak, Inter Milan leading in that one. They're leading in the game. Let's also talk about Barcelona. They're involved with Slavia Prague that has a Nigerian on their books. But Barcelona currently lead as we speak. They lead in that game, and it's 2-1 in favor of Barcelona, the Catalan Giants. Other matches, you have RB Leipzig also up against Zenit St. Petersburg 2-1. And, of course, you have Benfica and Olympique Lyon. It's 1 apiece as it stands. Then Ajax and Chelsea, full-time already. Of course, Michy Batshuayi got a goal for Chelsea. And courtesy of that goal, Chelsea won that game. So that's it. And of course, you talk about Lille and Valencia as we speak. It's 1-0 in favor of Valencia. That's the update on all of the matches currently going on in the UEFA Champions League. Trust us to let you know if anything changes in any of the venues. We'll do our best to be your guide. We'll do our best to be the one to let you know what's going on right there in the UEFA Champions League. It's interesting, a lot happening as we speak. So we'll let you know if anything has changed. Just quickly trying to look through. Nothing has changed. So we move on. All right. So let's tell you what is happening right here in Lagos. Something that we are massively involved in, talking about the Channels Track and Field. There you have it, right there on your screen. Dates to remember, the 2nd edition of the 2019 Channels Track and Field. November 7th, that's a press conference to herald the 2nd edition of the competition. Of course, November 13th, arrival of athletes and registration, and also it doubles as day one track and field events will be held. Then November 14, finals of track and field events will hold. Presentation of medals, certificates to participating schools. So keep those dates in your diary, talking about the China's track and field. Now, well, of course, what are the events that these schools will participate in? Okay, let me help you out. That's it. 100 meters for boys and girls, 200 meters boys and girls, 400 meters boys and girls, 800 meters boys and girls, 4 by 100 meters relay, also for boys and girls. You also talk about 4 by 400 meters relay for the boys and girls. Those are the track events. For the field events, you have long jump, boys and girls, high jump, boys and girls, and shot put, boys and girls. These are the events. What about the schools participating? Let me run through quite lengthy list, but let me run through the list from District 2. Obviously, all of the schools in Lagos. Oreo Senior Grammar School from Ikorodu, Bagada Senior High School, CMS Grammar School from Bariga. You have Baptist Academy from Obanikoro. You have Igbobi College. You have CMS Grammar School, Bariga, and Ikorodu High. These are the schools from District 2. Also from District 2, you have Temple, Holy Savior, Babinti Macaulay Secondary School, Tindip School. You have Homa Private College, they're from Ikorodu. You have Baptist Girls Academy. Okay, let's just go to District 3, the list of schools. White Sand College, you have Atlantic Hall, St. Gregory's, Antioch, King's College, Methodist Boys, Green Springs, and Holy Child, all from District 3. District 4, you have Ikonri Estate Senior Grammar School. You have Stadium Senior Grammar School, Surulere Girls, Baja Boys Senior Grammar School, St. Finbar's, Queen's College, Methodist Girls Senior Secondary School, ISL College, Unilag. These are the schools from District 4. Okay, District 5, Lagos State Senior Model College, Badagry Senior Grammar School. You have Amuo Senior Grammar School, Tinkan Senior Secondary School, Federal Government College, Ijaniki, Navy College, St. Jude's Private Secondary School, Festac, all in District 5. District 6, you have Agidingbi Senior Grammar School, Ilukweju Senior Secondary School, Oshodi Senior High School, Christland High School in Okpebi. You have AUD College, Isolo. You have Oregon High School. And, of course, you also have Ikeja Senior High. Also, in District 6, you have Command Day Secondary School, Maryland. You have Nigeria Air Force Secondary School, PWD in Ikeja. You have Police Secondary School, Apostolic, Babs Fafunwa, and Antony Village. All of these schools will be part of the second edition. You also have Government College, Eric Moore, and National College, Bagada. All of these schools will be part of the second edition of this prestigious event. You also, let's go back to District 1. We started with 2, so let's go to 1. Government Secondary School, Agege, and Waru Islam. You also have Diamond Heights. You have Lagos African Church Grammar School, will be part of it. Unity Senior College, State Senior High School, Oyewole, Agege. All of these schools are from District 1, and they will be part of the channels track and field. These are the schools that you see. Some of these schools, you may have passed through some of these schools. Some of these schools might be in your area. It makes it, I mean, it has to be fun. You can be part of it. Go and support all the things that you need to know about the channels track and field, the athletics event that everybody is talking about. A lot of people want to be part of it. We'll see how it goes in there. But just to let you know that those schools, the names of those schools that we reeled out are the ones that will participate in the track and field event by district. Okay, so let's talk about what's happening here in the country. Biggest piece of news in the world of sports today. The Minister for Youth and Sports, Sunday Dare, has let everyone know that he will he has approved the release of $130,000 to refund the International Association of Athletics Federation. That's the IAAF. There's been the little matter of an overpayment that happened last year. And of course, the IAAF wrongfully credited the account of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. The matter has been on for a while, but the minister, in efforts to restore the image of the country, has approved this sum. It was, the sum was higher than the $20,000 statutory amount due to all national federations. And when the incident happened, the IAAF duly notified the AFN. But from that moment till now, nothing has been done. But the sports minister has assured that something will be done. And in the next few days, the money will get, the remit will get to the IAAF. He made this known on his Twitter handle. He put out the information. And of course, we know that all that is settled. Of course, you know that the disparity in payments was discovered on March 14, 2018, and the IAAF promptly notified us. And the minister has said it on his official Twitter handle that in a few days, the funds will hit the IAAF account, bearing any interbank delays. That's cheering news coming from Nigeria, and hopefully all of these issues will be nipped in the bud, and we won't be having this kind of issues that appear to embarrass the country. Okay, so let's move on and talk about basketball. Let's start with the ladies. Let's talk about the semi-final Nigeria Women Basketball League. Let's show you the semi-final results from today. Semi-final results: First Bank losing to Air Warriors. Was a very close game. Air Warriors edged it 62 points to 61, and they won that one. And of course, Dolphins lost to MFM Queens. A lot of people are excited that the new teams seems to be doing something great. So for the final, it's going to be Air Warriors up against MFM Queens, and the third place is going to be Dolphins up against First Bank. In years past, this fixture usually is the final. So that's how it turns out today when the semifinals were played. So once again, Air Warriors will take on MFM Queens in the final, and then the third place fixture, Dolphins, will take on First Bank. And you also have the results in the semifinal right there on your screen. Okay, so let's move over and talk about the guys. Let's quickly take a look at the results from the guys. Day 3 results. There you have it. Benue Braves lost to Lagos Islanders, 74 points to 55. The Nan Warriors lost to Civil Defenders, 43 points to 58. Ondo Raiders lost to Army Rockets, 54 points to 62. Ekiti Invaders also lost to Niger Porters, 80 points to 86. There you have Rivers Hoopers beating Police Baton 63 points to 47. And Raptors losing to Coal City Miners 54 points to 67. These are the Day 3 results from the Men's President's Cup. Okay, so let's quickly take a look at Day 4 fixtures still talking about the guys. There you have it. Day 4, Lagos Islanders up against Rivers Hoopers, Coal City Miners up against Ekiti Invaders, Police Baton will tackle Army Rockets, Benue Braves will square up against Ondo Raiders, and you have Civil Defenders taking on Kwara Falcons. These are the fixtures to expect, matches to expect on Day 4. That will be the beats for basketball. So let's move on the show. As we're done with basketball, let's quickly talk football on the show tonight. Let's quickly talk football and go to Mali. Let's talk about Mali, what's been happening with the Eagles of Mali, with their national team. The Mali Football Federation have confirmed that Mohamed Magazuba will stay on as the coach of the Eagles. The 61-year-old Magazuba has been caretaker coach since September 2017, following the resignation of Frenchman Alain Giresse. However, he will leave his position as the national technical director. His main target will be qualifying Mali for the 2021 African Cup of Nations in Cameroon and the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. That's his main target, the target that has been set for him. Hopefully, he will be able to do that. Mali, we hoping the 2021 African Nations Cup Group A campaign with matches against Guinea at home on November 14 and away to Chad 4 days later. Okay, that's Mali. Let's quickly talk about the El Clasico. A new date has been set for the El Clasico pending the challenge. Obviously, Barcelona and Real Madrid yet to give their consent to that arrangement. And the league body, talking about La Liga, is also looking at fighting that decision to shift the date for the El Clasico. But of course, the government thinking about the protest in that Catalan region have decided that it would suit everybody for the games to be shifted to that date. So we await what sort of challenge will come. Maybe it's going to come from Barcelona, Real Madrid, or maybe the governing body, La Liga itself. Okay, so we leave it at that, and we'll wait to see what happens. Let's take you back to the UEFA Champions League as we prepare to wrap up the show tonight. Let's take you back to the UEFA Champions League and see what is happening across Europe in the matches. Let's take live scores from all of those matches. I'm very sure the results will come up on your screen. For Liverpool, it's now 3-0. They're up against Genk. It's now 3-0 for, as a matter of fact, it's 4 for Liverpool. RB Salzburg and Liverpool, and Napoli, I beg your pardon, Napoli 3-2 up. For Inter Milan and Borussia Dortmund, it stays the same. It's still 1-0 in favor of Inter Milan. And Slavia Prague still trailing Barcelona by a goal, and it's 2-1 in favor of Barcelona. RB Leipzig 2-1 up against St. Petersburg. Benfica and Olympic Lyon, there's a change in that one as well. Benfica, they're up 2-1 against Olympic Lyon. And of course, Genk just found a way to get on the score sheet. They've got a goal, but the time is, I mean, they don't really have much time. 88 minutes of football already played. I don't see what they'll be able to do in that one, but we'll keep monitoring. We'll let you know if anything has changed in that one. We'll see if they're able to claw their way back in the next few minutes. I really doubt the possibility. But Inter Milan have extended their lead in that one. Inter Milan are now 2 goals up in the game against Borussia Dortmund. It gets interesting in the UEFA Champions League. Just when you think it's over, something just happens, and so that's it. Let's flip over and see some of the other results as well. All of these matches very in the dying moments as we speak. Okay, so that's it on the UEFA Champions League, and so let's move on as we prepare to wrap things on the show. Let's quickly take this from India. Let's just quickly take this from India. Let's talk about Sourav Ganguly. He has vowed to clean up the Indian cricket following his election as the president at a meeting in Mumbai. We're talking cricket on the show. As you know, Sourav Ganguly, very popular in England. India has played cricket, one of the big names alongside Sachin Tendulkar, one of the big names in cricket. I mean, cricket's massive popularity in India has made the board of control, the BCCI that controls cricket in India, very, very popular and very, very rich. So that's it. It's promised to clean it up, and we'll see how far is going to be able to do that. We've crossed the line. That's the much we can take on the show tonight. We do hope that you've been able to enjoy what we've brought to you. Trust us, we'll be back here tomorrow to take you on another trip across the money-spinning world of sports. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.